For the third pick in the Week 3 Sunday six-pack, I'm going with the G-Men +4 against the San Francisco 49ers. I also like the under in this game, so I'm hoping for a double dip. Bet both of these. Talked about it in our early bets piece that comes out weekly on Tuesdays at actionnetwork.com. But I know the Giants have kind of played a rusty Big Ben, and they played, Mitch. You call him Mitch Bortles. I call him Money Mitch when he's winning, and Mitch False Bisky when he's losing. But they played those two guys, and don't look now, but the Giants are top 3 in defensive early down success rate against the run and the pass. Might be the most surprising stat that I've seen all week. Actually, I got another one later in the show about Pittsburgh, which is equally surprising. But this is right up there for the most surprising stat. And then, the injuries, like where do we start? Jimmy G, ankle injury. Is he going to go? Probably not. They're talking about the MetLife turf and how, they're going to be cautious with guys after the carnage last week against the Jets. You got your top 2 running backs, Raheem Mostert and Tevin Coleman. Both have knee injuries. They're not going to go. Deebo Samuel, your top receiver, still on the injured reserve with a foot injury. George Kittle nursing a knee injury. They're probably going to be cautious with him. Doesn't look like he's going to go. So you're going to get Nick Mullen starting, for the 49ers. Somehow, Saquon Barkley's out for the Giants, and the 49ers still get a bigger knock in the power ratings. With all of the injuries they have. They also lost Nick Bosa, one of the best defensive players in the game. They lost, it's just Solomon
Thomas, Ford.
It just doesn't stop with this.
Sherman's out.
It's absurd. It's absurd. So I have it Giants +3. And I might even go to 2.5, 2.5. I know Sean Corner, the odds maker, actually has it at 2. I believe you have it around 3.5 as well. So this is just a spot where it's going to be 2 teams that are banged up. You expect a close, low-scoring game. I like the under in this spot as well. So I actually make this game 2.5. I recently moved it to 2.5 just because even with Saquon Barkley out for the Giants, the 49ers still get a much bigger knock in the power ratings with the long list of injuries. Mentioned all the guys at the skill positions, one at each one. You still have you're playing with a backup at center. You mentioned Thomas, D Ford, Sherm. It doesn't stop for the defense. So I expect a low scoring game in MetLife. The Niners being cautious, don't want to suffer any more injuries on this turf. Oh, by the way, West Coast team traveling east for the second week in a row. You just have all the recipes of an ugly game. Was disappointed that the Jets 49ers under did not cash last week. Ended up hitting 44, though I did get a live bet in under 46.5. So was able to still salvage that a little bit. But I'm going right back to the Giants here in what I think will be a similar game script to the game against Chicago. And I am also banging the under in this game as well. I would take it all the way down at this point to 41. You can still get it at 41.5 at BetMGM, the official odds provider of the podcast. But yeah, going with Giants +4, I think it should be below field goal.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I'm on both as well. Giants, anything at 4 or above. Giants, anything at 4 or above. And I'm on the under as well with you. And yeah, the San Fran, what do they do great on defense? They had Sherman, who takes away 1/2 of the field, and they get pressure as well as anyone. They're missing 70% of their pressures from last year right now with their injuries and Buckner gone. And, Kinlaw's been good as a rookie. But, this defense, and then Sherman is out. It's shocking the amount of injuries they suffer. Then the offensive end, you have all the injuries of the receivers. You have Kittle out. Your starting quarterback, 2 of your lead backs. It's crazy, and I think they're going to be cautious with all of them. They actually didn't go home. They went to West Virginia, but on this field, I think they're going to be cautious. They're going to run the ball a ton, which actually plays into the Giants' relative strengths on defense. They just don't have the weapons to exploit that Giants secondary. And, the Giants have some good run defenders up front on that defensive line and the interior that I think are going to disrupt San Fran. It's going to play slow. They're going to run the ball a lot. And the San Fran still has some talent. It's still the Giants' offense, but I don't think the Barkley loss is as big as people are making it. I mean, they can't really run the ball at all with him, so they're still not going to be able to run the ball without him. And you have him and Evan Ingram in there, and neither of them can block. Like, they can't block at all. They can't pass block. So if you can't run, then, I mean, might as well – it still sucks to lose Barkley. Might as well get someone in there that could just pass protect for Jones when you are throwing it.
Ironically, ironically, Devontae Freeman, who they just signed, is probably one of the worst pass blockers in the league. So I still expect to see a lot of Dion Lewis.
That's
but you're
true.
absolutely right. You're absolutely right, because non-Saquon backs for the Giants since the start of last season are averaging just 3.1 yards per carry on nearly 100 carries. So they're not going to be able to convert third downs. That's what I think is going to kind of lead toward the under. But I wouldn't be surprised if this game is like 3-0 San Francisco at the end.
Yeah, it could be a replica of Redskins 49ers from last year, but I completely agree with you.
Imagine getting a shutout and getting a cover. Has that ever happened?
Yeah, that's right. The Redskins were catching 10. I believe last year.
And they lost like 9-0, right?
Yeah, that's the only time in
the Niners. To the Niners.
Yeah, to the Niners.
Here we go. I'm calling it now. Putting it out.
Well, yeah, 3-0. There you go. We'll cover by a point.
Get the 4. Cover the 4.